What about, all the firms of accountants or solicitors in Newcastle? Where would we actually we plotted them out? How could we actually position all these people and why? And their individual perceptions as to where they might be and what other people think might also be something different. But again, we'd have to step back and do the research to find that out. But this is, where we're positioned in a market is both a reflection of our marketing mix and a result of our marketing. Now again, good academics have product life cycles. Every product has a product life cycle. Right? What do you mean by a product life cycle? Well, it's got a beginning, a middle, and an end. Right? At some point, most products die. But different products have different life cycles. And when we actually sort of start to think about how many products that we have, it can actually be quite unnerving in some respects. Because when you think that every product actually has to have a different mix. The way that we would look at, we take a firm of accountants, for the sake of argument. Not a good idea. Okay, what sort of products have you got?
Tax services,
okay.
Outsourcing, payroll bureau,
okay. Right.
finance department, grants, finance raising.
Okay. Right. So 4 or 5 different things there. Each of them has a different customer base, a different type of customer audience. Each of them has a different approach to market. Each of them requires very different skill sets from people there. Each one can actually promote in a different way and through different means. But if we take some classic products, right? And a lot of things, we'll start off with an introductory phase. So we identify a new opportunity out in the marketplace. So even for a firm of accountants, our new opportunity might be outsourced payroll. Right? It's a different way to go. In a more of a product-based organisation, a physical product-based organisation, might be new, whatever new widget we come up with. And we've identified there's a market opportunity, so we develop the product and we put it out into the market, and we're hoping to get, increases in sales as time goes on. And after a period of time, we can probably determine that, our product moves into a growth phase where we're getting, rapidly increasing sales. We're making lots of money. Product's doing great. Everything in the garden's rosy. At some point, our product sales are going to hit a peak, and more than likely, at some point after that, we'll start to decline.
Sorry, do you think that's as true with the service as it is with the physical product?
I do. Because there will be things that will happen, right, within your marketplace, which will make it change. If you take, what's your...
Well, that's completely not what I do either. I work for Tees Valley Regeneration. We're a regeneration company, so...
Okay.
My product is the Tees Valley, which is great.
Or is it?
Well, I was thinking that it's my product's the Tees Valley and the services that we give to inward investors, actually. And I've got more control over that, so...
Right, okay, I'll have to think about it. Right, what you're seeking to do, your product is in the Tees Valley, what you're seeking to do, well, actually, no, you tell me, what is it that the organisation is seeking to do?
Well, the main bit I'm thinking about at the moment is our inward investment side, which is attracting investors into the area.
Okay, why do you want to do that?
Sorry?
Why do you want to do that?
There's sort of regional aims around growing businesses within the Tees Valley and knock-on effects and so on.
Okay, right. So what products are you offering?
Well, we have a team of people who have, it's about knowledge really, the knowledge of what is available and what is suitable for those people. So knowledge of sites and premises available in the area, knowledge of grants they can get, knowledge of the area itself, knowledge of the staff and the people available. Okay.
I think we've got to take on a stage further back actually. Right? So it's a regeneration authority. Okay, the objective is to actually is to get people into work, right? I suspect. Okay, so that's our objective. Now, how do we go about achieving that objective? Well, that's okay. Is encouraging organisations to actually either come in, or to stay, or to set up locally. So then, how do we go about doing that? So we can actually make life easier for companies to do any of those things by giving them money, one way or another. whether it's incentives, grants, whatever it is. But it's fundamentally about giving them money. So your products then start to become things like tax incentives. It's about some sort of aid package, right? And where like money is the primary constituent in it. And if you like, I mean, the T's bit of it it's actually part of the place, right? It's part of it's.
We're probably actually thinking about. I mean, I was asking. A question occurred to me more when we talk about accountancy services and things like that. To be honest with you, there are services we probably do have a bit of a peaks and troughs according to where companies are, I suppose, in their life, in their own cycles, in terms of whether they're looking for whether price is their driver or if it's quality is their driver. We're probably at the moment going from a time when our high quality office might have been one of the key things, where now it might be looking more towards grants and costs of labour, I suppose, to some extent.
Absolutely, right. And so those individual things have their own life cycles. You see, it's one of the things with large organisations, like yours, is you've really got to start to split it up, right, and start to think about, what are actually the constituent elements of what it is that we're doing. Because it's only when you start to get into the constituent elements, then you actually start to think, well, hang on, how does this one actually work? Right? So rather than just saying, well, it's about regenerating the T's, the T's value. It's there's a lot more to it than that. And as I say, when you start to come down, so as you said, for some people, if you've got a customer, right? So we go back to the slide we had earlier on, right? And you've got the customer in the middle of the organisation, right? And one customer, their primary issue is financial incentive, right? Then your marketing mix for that customer is going to be geared around the financial incentive bit. If you've got another customer whose primary incentive is, well, actually, I want to be in digital media, and there's a lot of, graphic interface guys coming out of Teesside University, right? Then that's a different marketing mix. You're going to end up with a different promotional strategy, a different, all sorts of things, focus on those people. And then that's bothered about the money. That's about people. Right? The ones who are actually interested in the money are probably the ones that you really don't want, in actual fact, because they're just going to be, here and gone, which is what's happened with most regeneration over the past, 30 years. As soon as the financial incentive, especially for global branding, global companies, they just move on to the next, where they don't get the next financial incentive, and they have no allegiance whatsoever. It's just down to the money. So there will be, in whatever these products that we end up with in your situation, they will have a profile. And it'll get to be, say, well, there will be a limited number of people that you can actually target. So we're going to have that sales, either revenue or number of customers. You've got to find that number of people that you can actually target with any one of these things, and there'll be a peak and then it'll drop off. And I'll say if it's a money thing, it'll probably drop off sooner than some of the others. Now, one of the things that, if it's a digital media thing, it might be that we can actually extend this product life cycle out, because we can change the courses at Teesside, or we can do this, that, and the other. And so you've got some slightly different contributions. But if we let's take it as an example, right? I mean, we just run with this product life cycle concept for the minute. And it's great academic stuff, this product life cycles. It's actually really difficult in practice. It's usually after the event, right, when you can actually work out wherever you are on the curve. But I mean, just to give put some context, because you sort of raised the point anyway. And we take a product, let's say Kellogg's cornflakes. What time period have we got to get to our peak of maturity? Where do you reckon its peak was, and how long do you reckon that time period was between there to there?
Until a better product comes along, a product that people want more.
Yeah. Okay.
A product with new features, for example, cornflakes, Frosties are sugary cornflakes, aren't they?
So all those things came along to actually upset, right, this plateau that Kellogg sat at with their cornflakes for a long period of time. Before cornflakes started to fall off the edge, right, in terms of its, where it's sat, you're probably looking at 80 years, right? From turn of the last century to about, 1980, 1985, something like that.